One.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Airing It Out podcast live. I am your host, Dustin Marion. He is my partner in crime, Hollow Clutch. But before we introduce the main man, I want to let you guys know if you like it, like it. If you love it, subscribe to it. Please follow us on all our handles. We're trying to get this custom URL. But now, without further ado, what is up, Hollow?
Let's dab on them, baby.
Let's go! Woo!
It's very hot. It's gonna be a very hot episode. Very. It's gonna be a couple of controversial things. It's cold in New York right now, but we're gonna turn up and make it hot.
It's a little cold here in the West Coast too. We're getting some of that northwestern kind of flavor.
I think we're supposed to get a nor'easter on Sunday. That's why.
Jesus Christ. God, the country is cold, but there's a lot of things that are going hot. So let's talk about some of the hot stuff, not so hot, and we'll lean up. We'll get ready with these fools. All right. Let's start out with I wanted to
turn your volume down a little bit. You're a little too loud.
Gotcha. We're gonna go a little lower here. I'm coming in hot right out the gate, literally. So I wanted to talk about something that I keep on, and you tell me. I know you don't get out much. You stay home, you're a homebody. I am too, but I take the kids to school and I be ear hustling. I go to the bar and I be ear hustling. Everybody now, so we got Democrat, Republican, male, female, and every other box they try to put us in. Uh-huh. Have you noticed now people are trying to like team up with the vaxxers and the anti-vaxxers or the people that don't get the vaccine? Like that's like the icebreaker now. Yo, did you get your vaccine? She, oh yeah, me too. I got it. And it's like now it's the cool kids get the vaccine, and then everybody else is a dope for not getting it. What are your feelings on that?
I think those people are idiots who want to be in that like tribal culture. Like, hey, I got the vaccine. Oh, why haven't you gotten the vaccine yet? Or why you got the vaccine? I'm never getting the vaccine. These two little corners that people are putting themselves into and trying to create a divide. And so already like everybody's like the biggest divide right now we have is rich people and poor people. And now it's rich people, but then the rich people have like, oh, you make $1 million, I make $10 million. And you got the guy who makes $100 million. Oh, you make $10 million, I make $100 million. And you got the poor people who say, I make $50,000, you make $30,000. Oh, you make $20,000, I make whatever. Like, oh, you don't got the new belt. Oh, you shop at Gucci, or you shop at Dollar Tree, or you shop at Family Dollar. Like, it's all about this materialistic shit that nothing matters. Nothing matters. People care about the most dumbest things in the world, and it's a little scary for me. Like, I'm telling you, I get headaches, man. When I talk to like even some of my friends, it's like, fuck, what are you guys doing? Like, where's your brain at? Like, oh, I get a headache after I get off, and I'm like, yo, should I just be like a guy who goes in a cabin and just lives in the fucking woods by himself? Like, that's what I'm
starting to consider it too, bro. It's just the general population right now is just. They're really like, I think that's the best way to describe it, the way you said it. It's a very tribal deity now, and you need to be.
But it's everything. Like it's ridiculous. It's oh, you drink tap water. Well, I only drink filtered water. Or you only drink the soda, or I drink that soda. Like it's everything. It's so stupid. I eat Chick-fil-A only. I don't eat McDonald's. Like it's really that like. It's down to that stupid thing, and it's been like that for a while. Because you got people. I'm only gonna touch Apple. I'm an Apple person only. Oh, you have an Android? Ew, you're broke if you have an Android. And I'm like, what? Like, doesn't make any sense. And then you don't even know what the fuck is in your phone or what's in your products anyway. So you're just talking out your ass. It's just a status thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Infuriating.
For the Apple only shit, since I'm on that aisle, it's just less headache, a little bit more easier. But I get it. I mean, I try everything. I'm not a person that's gonna say no or not. On the vaccine thing, I don't know. I mean, they just had they had to tell Johnson & Johnson to slow down a little bit with their whole thing. I mean, I think it was 7 people out of the whole herd of people that they started to notice that were getting blood clot reactions. But I started reading a couple of headlines. You know how we do, no stories, just headlines. And they were saying that it could be a combination of things, not just the vaccine itself. So it's crazy. And then not to play doomsday guy, but I totally believe, bro. I gotta start putting stuff on the record now. That way I can say, like, I told you. I think we're gonna lock down again, bro. I know you don't want to hear that. I know you're one of the guys that's totally against that concept, but I totally think we're gonna go back to that again.
I think only the states that are really scared are going to, like New York and California. But I think the middle of the country and Florida they're not going to close.
Yeah. I'm talking about us. You on New
Yeah.
York side, me in the Cali side. Those are the guys that are really like moving the needle. Both democratically ran. Just because I don't know if you've seen, but 300,000 cases in India just exploded onto the scene. I think they broke the record for most cases in a day, or tied, or something to that case. They're running out of vaccines now. It looks like we're starting to hit some some turmoil. The CDC just releases 80% travelers can't go to certain areas. You need to have the vaccine. So they're trying to implement that, that travel card. We'll see how that goes, but at least for international flights, I ain't flying nowhere unless it's probably to Vegas or maybe New York. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it's really weird on how they keep trying to divide the kids.
It's sickening, because the thing is, like, if people still don't get this either, the vaccine isn't FDA approved, and people still don't get that. The vaccine is only for emergency use by the FDA, but the FDA hasn't approved any of these vaccines. And the reason why these companies, pharmaceutical companies, have immunity for the next 8 years is because they were emergency use and put out there. People don't remember this. I think it was for a Hep C shot or tuberculosis shot. I always forget what it is, but this happened in the 70s or 80s. They released one of the vaccines for one of those things, and they did it on the army first, and they killed 330,000 soldiers. But that doesn't get talked about. But what happened is that they've rushed that vaccine out and they kill people. Now, don't get me wrong. In the grand scheme of things, 330,000 people dying, or soldiers dying, is very small compared to the hundreds of millions of lives that vaccines have saved. Now, I'm not denying that vaccines work. My issue is that this vaccine is new, and we haven't tested it thoroughly enough. Vaccines are 2 years, 3 years in development, and then it happens. And even if it comes out to 95% effective, you're still going to have the small percentage of people who have side effects anyway, even when you have a fully perfect vaccine. So I'm privy to knowing that there's going to be side effects to certain people, but we just can't go not live our lives for something that's 99.7% survival rate. It's lunacy. It's fucking lunacy.
I've said that I've agreed with you on that front. It's just really bananas for me to try to come to grips with the fact that we are a first world country. We have all of these advancements, but yet, our medical facilities, people can be overworked and shut down and broken so quickly. I mean, we're not even. It's alarming to me that we're not even prepared if half the nation got sick again. Forget about COVID, just in general. That's not even a thing that they're looking at or fixing. A lot of hospitals did get handouts to help them, so they started writing COVID on everybody. So I'm hoping that they were able to do more stuff with that money, but I doubt it. And then you have the whole, medical insurance thing that's in the mix of it too, right? If you're not covered, you're probably not going to make it at this point. So that's those are compounding layers on this whole thing. I just wanted to touch on it because I know how much, that's a bit of annoying, because I hear it now and everybody's like high-fiving, like, yeah, vaccine, yeah. Boom, boom. I'm like, you guys are silly. What is going on here? You try to put me out on the outside. So now what? When I go into social gatherings, I gotta lie because I don't have to show you no card. I gotta lie to you so that you can think I'm part of the Ku Klux, so you don't break my balls the whole entire time we're hanging out. You know what I mean? So
I'm like, suck my dick. I'm not getting the vaccine until I see evidence that it's official and FDA approves it. We're not gonna play this game.
No, especially with lives, man. Because we talked the last show.
That's the tough part, and we talked about this for a long time. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's good. Go ahead.
But if the CDC and just the government was honest with us from jump, right, I don't think we would have been in a divide the way we are now, and right, people would have been okay. Like, hey, listen, if you're fat, if you have pre-existing conditions, hey, listen, if you have dark skin, not black people, there's dark skin Spanish people, Indian, whatever. If you have dark skin, you naturally have low vitamin D.
Right.
Just because your dark skin protects you from the sun.
Not at 100%, probably.
Exactly. So you probably more likely deficient in vitamin D, and the studies show that vitamin D is a main contributing factor of fighting this virus. But none of that was talk. The CDC just probably talked about it maybe a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. Like, why were you talking about this when 3 or 4 months in when they were been talking about vitamin D and being overweight and having pre-existing conditions and being old, like all these things together.
Is crazy because I was watching Bomar go off on this tangent last Friday.
That was fucking fantastic, by the way.
Right? He was crushing. I'm glad that she was dialed. The overweight thing has to be looked at in this nation.
Yep.
And I'm not fat shaming, and I'm not saying that I don't like
I'm fat shaming. I'll fat shame.
Or thing because fat, people are people, bro. I don't judge. You want to do your thing, you want to do your thing. But, from an overall perspective, we need to start really focusing and dialing in at least healthier choices to eat. And I also get it. Some people live in food deserts, but you don't need to be always supersizing your meals or always getting Coke with your stuff or some of these other things that are contributing factors. But we really need to look at this. This is something that's alarming in this country. And we lead obesity more in any nation in the world. So obviously it's a gluttony thing, not so much, a thing of maybe a sickness or a disease or a mental health issue. It's just Americans want everything now. You know what I mean? And we want a beast, and we gotta eat 17 times a day. And even if we're full, we gotta eat. And the yodos and the ring dings and all these other fucking things. Sugar's got to be a killer too. Sugar's probably more of a killer than fucking COVID at this point, and we're not even talking about it.
There's a joke that heroin, and cocaine are jealous of the sugar.
Why? Because it's legal.
Because it's legal and it's more addicting.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I get it too, bro. It's crazy how the mind works, right?
Like people don't understand. Like a small can of soda, Pepsi has like 48 grams of sugar.
Wow.
If people don't understand how much 48 grams of sugar is insane. How much sugar that is.
That's a lot of.
And that's in one can. How many people drink maybe 4 of those a day? 5 of those a day.
I could smash a couple, right?
That's what I'm saying. You got that. If you eat a pizza, like eating pizza with a Pepsi, that shit is just crack. And you drink the 16 ounce, or if you're chilling with your boys, you have the 2 liters there. You have 2, 3, 4, 5 cups of Pepsi, a couple of slices. That shit adds up, and the next thing you don't know, it fucks up. So like that's why I always had an issue when people complain about sending their kids to school with COVID. But at home, you're gonna give them a fucking Pop-Tart, you're gonna give them a Fruit Loop, you're gonna give them cereal with sugar in it, you're gonna give them whatever cake, ice cream, cupcakes, and sugar is one of the leading causes of heart disease in the country and obesity. And people it's fine. But COVID, there's 99.9% fucking survival rate. Everybody's losing their fucking mind. But literally known, you're gonna go eat a Snickers bar, and that's worse for you.
You know what it is? They haven't figured out how to monetize COVID. They've monetized Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all of these sugar companies, all of these cereal brands. So that's why it's on the shelf all the time. I mean, we don't even, like I said, you've been banging on your chest the statistics of COVID. I've been banging on my chest like we need to start being more healthier, and I'll dumb it down. Start making healthier choices. Eliminating, sugar out of your diet a few times a week is enough. It's a start and it's a beginning.